Whenever you want. You can just hit that episode.
Welcome back to On the Branch.
Oh my gosh, it's raining. Oh, they're musical notes when they combine together. That's so cool. Did you know that, Amarith? Did you ever recognize that?
No, John.
I instantly recognized
well,
it.
Well, you gotta recognize.
Anyway.
So Jamie went to Idaho.
I went to Idaho.
I thought you were the
We went to go panning for gold.
Where do you think you're going?
Who's we?
Your mama and I.
That's right. My mom went on a road trip without me. What is
yes,
this?
she did. Your wife went on a road trip without you as well.
Yeah, my mom and my wife went on a road trip with each other, not me. Cool.
You don't like camping anyway.
I know.
I hate camping.
You also didn't really camp. You had running water.
I had running water. However, I did almost get eaten by a bear.
You almost got eaten by a bear.
Barely escaped
You
with your
barely
life.
escaped the bear. All right, it's bear story time. See, while you were gone, we recorded a session where the fact that there were bears in the area did come up. Am I just suck?
You might be.
I was able to get out of here before. How do I get out now?
No, you're just fucked.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, I have to go downstream. Oh,
There you go.
yay.
I got it for you.
Okay.
Anyway.
Fixed you.
So yeah, there are bears up in the ranch.
Who would have thought?
Plural.
Yep. So went camping with your mom. I drove the entire trip.
Good job.
I
My
drove.
mom's a terrible driver. I thank you.
I drove Grimes Pass.
Who's Grime, and why does he have a pass?
I don't know. And it
Wait,
was
isn't
terrible.
Grime that guy
fail.
from the McDonald's commercials?
That's Grimace. It's not Grimace's pass. Yeah, Grimes' pass is ridiculous. No, you need to tell this bear story. Tell the bear story thoroughly.
All right. So, on the way up to the ranch, day of the trip, we get a call from your Uncle Bob. And first off, he asks if we're going through Salt Lake, and no, we were not, because that adds like 3 hours to the trip for no reason.
Yeah.
Regardless, he did warn us that there are bears up at the property now, because it's been apparently 2 years since anybody's lived there. And I wasn't sure how to take this news at first. I thought, chances of us actually encountering a bear pretty slim.
You barely gave it any mind.
Bears are afraid of people.
So we get up, and we go to the house. You know what that looks like. I'll share a picture or something. I don't know.
Press that flag button.
I vlogged.
Yeah, you vlogged a lot. I wanted you to vlog for On the Branch, and then you just vlogged for me. So we have like an hour of vlogging that's all just like directed at me, and we can't use on the show.
I mean, I could.
No, it was. There'd be a ton of editing because it's mostly like really personal messages to me.
How is it personal?
I love you.
No, just like a lot of
much.
stuff addressed towards me. Like that's what I mean.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, given the context, though, of Anyway.
Yeah.
So, we get the tent set up, and we both sleep pretty heavily that night. Your mom takes a face dive, decides that from that night on, she's gonna sleep in the house.
So, not even camping anymore.
Well,
Bye.
To be fair, though, she did kind of have a concussion the next day, so...
What?
Yeah, she got a concussion. Hang on. Bear story is still happening. We're still in the preamble.
So for the next 2 days, I decide, because I really like having space to myself, too.
Yeah, so it was nice to have the tent to yourself.
It was nice to have the tent to myself. However, it was kind of scary in the dark. Especially because she didn't have the porch light on.
Okay.
So it was pitch.
Because it's camping.
It's camping. It was pitch dark. It was nice. We did hear elk fucking. That does come in.
Elk.
No. We heard a sound that woke us both up from our dead sleep. And we had no idea what the hell it was.
Didn't you think it was a bear at first?
No. So I initially thought it was a bear. However, I realized that is not the sound of a bear. That sounds more like an elk or a moose or possibly a deer. And I thought deer finally because your mom said, oh, there's no elk up here. There's no moose up here. And no, your mom was wrong.
Are there moose now up there too, or just the elk?
No, there's been...
There are moose in central Idaho now?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's moose, there's elk, there's deer. But your mom did not know about the elk or the moose, so she thought it couldn't have been either of those, and she's never heard of deer before, so there's a heart there.
Don't forget the wolves.
So, don't freak... Okay.
You're making things worse.
You're making things way worse. Anyway. So, we finally parsed it together, and I was correct after your Aunt Kathy and Uncle Bob confirmed that there are, in fact, elk up on the mountain. So we heard 3 nights in a row, elk fucking. Anyway, this does come into play, I promise.
Were they at least good at it?
I don't know. I hope she had a good time. So, night 3.
Let's go into the fan
Wednesday night.
The fandom?
I think Wednesday night. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday night. I forget
okay,
which.
one of the second or third night.
It was the third night because the second night I slept there was no problem.
You need these. Oh, you can. Oh, whatever. Let's break all the pots and open the chests. Oh, we can't get up there yet. So third night.
So third night.
It's raining.
It's raining. It's been raining. So the tent's wet.
I can't go up there. You gotta go up.
It's actually dripping. And then I hear a particular sound around 11:30.
And pick a stair. Probably the one on the right because we can get to it.
Okay.
Continue your story, Jamie.
I hear a particular sound, a very distinct sound, that nothing on the ranch could have made, save for one thing, which was my van.
Uh-huh.
And what I heard was the very distinct twang of my radio antenna.
Uh-huh.
And then I heard animal noises, disgruntled snuffling, and the sound of my van creaking a bit on its, suspension.
Uh-huh.
Was a bear fucking your van?
Pretty much. Probably trying to get food.
However, yes, that was the thought that occurred to me because I, you see, had purchased some very minor huckleberry goods earlier in the day and placed them in my van and hadn't taken them into the house.
Oh no. And huckleberries are real, everyone. Everyone that tells me huckleberries aren't real, they are. They grow on the north face of slopes and they're only above like 30 degrees latitude. And they're delicious. They're better than blueberries. They're the best berry. Huckleberries are the best berry. Oh.
They're extremely sweet.
Yeah, they are.
What you think a blueberry will taste like is what actually a huckleberry tastes like.
Yeah, blueberries are what huckleberries are what blueberries wish they were.
Anyway, so I think, oh shit, there's a bear. So at this point I have Wi-Fi. I'm able to communicate with the outside world.
This is such a 21st century situation.
It really is. So I'm able to communicate with the people that I'm talking to. Oh shit, I think there might be a bear here.
Fucking my van.
I can't see anything because there's this the tent is set up right against 2 massive trees and the rain flaps are down and there's absolutely no way that I can peek out of this tent without causing a hell of a bunch of noise, and I am frozen in terror. My heart is jackhammering faster and harder than I ever thought it physically could. And the fact of the matter is, I thought I was gonna die. I thought, this is how I go. This is how I go. I am wrapped up like a Jamie burrito, and this is how I die.
Can I pick up from my perspective now on this story?
Well, okay, one more quick. I was so confident that I was gonna die that I told John. I told him to sell my Sailor Moon collection to pay for my funeral.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm getting these panicked messages from Jamie, who's, like 600 miles away? who I have no control over, and you're telling me my mom's in the house. I'm like, okay, a couple things occurred to me. One, I started looking up bears and like their things, and it's like,
how deadly
if
they
it's
are.
a grizzly, you're like in trouble, and you should just try to be quiet and not be threatening. But if it's a black bear, which is the only other kind of bear that we have up there, or that could be up there, like basically if you talk to it, it'll run off scared, unless it wants to fuck up your canoe. But usually there are no canoes for bears to fuck up.
And that's usually only after you spray it with bear
Please
mace.
stop. So anyway, should I get that? No, I got
Get
plenty
the
of shovel
arrows.
left.
No, we have full arrows.
We're full on
Okay.
arrows. Yeah, you can only hold 10 without an upgrade. So yeah, so I'm getting this call. So one, I'm looking up like how to deal with bears. I'm like, oh, okay, they're not that scary. It sounds like if you're just like firm with them, like you just talk like, hey bear, I really don't like you being here. Could you please walk away? Don't go, bear, please stop. Like they don't respond to high pitched noises. They're afraid of human voices, not screechy. Yeah.
And this is actually kind of important, folks.
Okay, John, hold on, whoa, stop.
Oh, are these an option?
John,
Yeah.
open the chest and don't move.
Okay. Grapo or Ice Rod?
Which
do you
do we
think?
want?
We already have a Fire Rod. Let's go Ice. Fire and Ice. Let's kill Trinex.
Fire nice twice. Damn it.
Did we knock it out? Okay, good.
We still get it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
Ice Rod. Okay, we didn't John fuck this up.
So my next idea was, hey, let's try calling the house number. Maybe Mom will pick up and hear it. So I call the house number, and a very nice woman who lives in Idaho City, just like 20 miles away, picks up. Because I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to, I basically gave her a synopsis of the story, and she's like, oh, yeah, sorry, no, this is a regular, this is just someone who lives in Idaho City now. And I'm like, oh, cool. And she's like, but don't worry about the bear. They're harmless. I'm like, oh, really? She's like, oh, yeah, your wife's fine. It's going to be fine. Everything's cool. I'm like, oh, that makes me feel better. She's like, yeah, the bears, they're chill. We run into them all the time. They don't hurt anybody. Cool.
John, you should take that torchlight drop.
Yeah.
Because yours is about dead anyway.
But you can understand, I didn't have that access to that exact information at that time, and when you're faced with that reality and you're not used to
Even if you have that information, it can still be scary, right? It's a bear.
Yeah.
Oh.
Master.
So I'm pretty sure I'm
Nice.
gonna die. I don't die, obviously, because I'm here telling this story.
Unless you're a ghost.
I'm a ghost! Yeah. I don't know what else to say, other than... I got through it. Oh! The funny part, though. So, finally, after about, an hour, which is a stupid... At this point, I'm listening, I'm paranoid, I can't tell what's going on sound-wise. So, I finally get the gumption up, and I finally stand up, and I turn on my flashlight function on my cell phone, right? Cast my shadow as big as I can on the
Very
tent
clever,
wall.
by the way.
Well, I know bears, generally shy away from things that
Big
are bigger.
forms. Yeah,
big forms. So I cast my shadow as big as I can on the tent wall. And then, in the deepest voice that I could muster at the time, which confused your mother, by the way, Bear, go away.
Bear.
Get out of here, Bear.
Bear, please stop.
No. Get out of here, Bear.
Get on out of here.
I think that's exactly what I said. Get out of here, Bear. It was loud enough that it actually echoed.
Is this a mini boss or the boss? This is the mini boss
boss.
because it announces the bosses.
Correct.
But
And Octavio guy is there.
Yeah. Ignore what? Rain. Oh. I want those.
I actually
Go for it, I'll take
confused
your
your mom. She pops out, and she's like, Jamie? What's going on?
There's a bear.
I thought I heard a bear.
Nothing, just thought I would die from a bear attack.
So she's like, was that you? I'm like, yeah. I didn't know who that was.
Well, next time on the branch, we're gonna tell the story about how she got a concussion the next day.